Okay, I'm here with Mattie Cummins of Celebrations, and we're going to talk a little bit about her business and get into a little bit of a coaching call today. And haven't talked to you since probably September.
Yeah, it's been way longer than I had intended, so I'm glad to see you.
Yeah, and I know some of the notes I had from last time we talked were that you were going to follow up with those leads from your amazing event you had. You were going to commit to calling and following up. You're going to stay on message of, you had determined what your coaching business was going to be versus the program you were building, and you had that clear in your mind, and you were going to stay the course. So yeah, tell me a little bit, catch me up with what's been happening the last few months in your business, and then tell me, how do you want to spend the time today on the coaching call?
So I can tell you right now what I want to spend the time on the coaching call today is just the focus. And so as you know, for me, it's really about chasing the squirrels, and I get very distracted, and I've really missed having that focused conversation. But I think the business has really gotten much clearer over the next 3 months. My messaging has gotten much clearer. What I mean by that is, it's, again, you can chase squirrels in the marketing and the communication. And so I'm staying on message and staying where I feel I'm authentic and not chasing down what I think is authentic, if that makes sense. It does slow the process of, it's weird because it slows the process of actually being online and being engaged, but my engagements are much more authentic. And so that feels more like me. And I think that's where I've really been the last 3 months is defining the business around who I am and not what I think people want. Because I think those things always align. You just have to get there. But in December, I ran a pilot program for a hybrid group where it was an online education that dropped once a week. And we did just a chat function with a very small group, and it was life-changing for those people, those women. It was so much fun for me. I loved it. So I've been in the process of just trying to get that system more program based, of it's like, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. And then starting April 4th, I'm going to start doing 2 live workshops, mini workshops a month around specific topics that will pull people into that hybrid group function and then program, and then have them, and the people that don't want to do that piece will then have the education that they can purchase as well. So it's kind of this upsell, but it feels good.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the clarity and the emotional win of having that event that feels like like you described it as life-changing for these people, right? Like that's a big deal.
Yeah. And it was my genius zone. We talk a lot about genius zones, and I think it's hard to find that. It sounds easy, and it sounds like you should just
do what you love.
Just do what you love, and you can figure it out. But it's hard to find the genius zone for yourself that also then impacts people in such an amazing way. So it was, that was huge for me. Great.
Well, tell me more about that program-based system that you said you wanted to build.
So it's what I need. What I've got to kind of figure out is when people come they're going to come in cohorts. I have to figure out what that cohort looks like and how, kind of how many. I've got an idea, and then program each week instead of just flying by the seat of my pants. Does that make sense? Because we all know that's what I like to do. But that's confusing for people.
So how might you do that? How might you figure out how many and break those groups down and kind of project and model that out into, okay, here's a group of X and that'll be this much and that's going to last this long. And what tools are you going to use to create that, to do that work?
Well, so I did just do a spreadsheet this morning around if I was going to sell each one of these pieces, and the pieces are online education, the community group, the workbook, there's what I call intention activities every week so that you build change and intention in. And then my access to me for the group chat for accountability and questions, and then a one-on-one. I've decided to do a one-on-one with every person that's in the group to kind of get the focus if they need to. And so I added all of that up today. So that was really, really helpful. I was thinking about, what do you call it when it's the term that's about how many, like the maximum amount of people that make it effective. There's some term you used.
Like minimum viable.
Yeah. It was some kind of, it's just like, how do you help determine that? And what I've decided is chat functions can be very confusing and overwhelming. And so I'm going to start at 10, max it out at 10.
Okay.
And then see how that goes. Like if it does it, because I think any more than that, it can get super overwhelming pretty quickly.
Okay.
And then I think the great thing about this program is everything is evergreen. So all the videos, all the workbooks, intentions, they're done, and we just have to drop them into their emails once a week, and then they watch it. And so I think where I need to get clearer on is, how do I help them determine success, and then how do I determine success for myself? So okay,
I want to go with the second one first.
Sure.
Talk to me a little bit of how you're determining success for yourself when you're doing this modeling. What do the financials look like? What do the margins look like? How are you valuing your time? Like you said, like they get one-on-one with me, they get one of those, right? Because that's super valuable. Last time we talked, you were trying to get to a spot with your pricing where this would support you, right? And you could put down the other work you were doing. Are you there yet? Does the pricing need to now increase, or like, where are you in that process?
I am not there yet because I'm still working on the product. Right. So, but what I know is that if I can get, my target is to get 10 people a month right now, just to, this month. And that will then completely clear off the rest of my plate with that financial, because I'm going to be charging $600 for the program.
Okay.
And I anticipate that's going to get increased over time as it develops. But so that's the answer to that question.
Okay. Are there people in the program currently?
No.
This would be brand new.
Brand new. I have a pilot that went through, and then I got really good feedback that I can use from them. But this will be a brand new program.
Okay. And other people that you've been coaching, people you've been priming the pump for, right? Like preparing them for this launch. About how much would you say you have like an audience for this when it goes ready to go?
Well, I think that, so I have 500 people in my Facebook group, Calming the Chaos Facebook group. Probably 10% of them are going to be viable. And then I'm actually running an ad right now that just dropped today to get people into the free workshop and then into the group. And so probably 10% of those. So my hope is that I have, 50, 75 really engaged people that understand the pain point and want to get there, that then I can do a viable, this is the viable group. Right.
And you only need to close 10 of them.
That's it.
Right. What if you close 6?
I knew you were going to ask that question. It's okay. That's okay to me. Because I feel like I'm still in the research mode. And I think if I close 3, I'll have to consider it, because it's a lot of time and effort. And so I may just end up rolling them into the next group.
So but 4 is your minimum then, what I hear you saying?
Yep.
10 is your max.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
See, that's why I've missed you.
Yes.
Yes, Joran.
So you need 4.
I need 4.
You want 10.
I want 10. There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, okay, now let's go to that first part, which was how do you determine success for them?
Yep.
Once they're in, you have 4 to 10 people. How do you measure it?
I don't know.
For how long? By 30 days in, they're what? What's happening?
Yeah.
By
So it's
3 months in, what's happening?
It is a short-term group. It's 4 weeks.
Okay.
And so what I think how that's a good question. And it's just kind of talking out of my head. I think part of the success is, are they engaged?
How you're measuring
Because
that?
I don't know. Just
Okay.
by chat.
What does it look like? They're chatting. What else are they doing?
They're chatting. They're
Chatting and paint done for me around chatting. This is like you're on a call and they're chatting in the chat box, or they're leaving comments in the group. Like, what do you mean by chatting?
So essentially it'll just be, I'll set up a group Facebook chat that will be private for these 10 people.
Oh, like a thread, like a messenger thread.
Like a messenger thread.
Got
and
it.
Then every Monday I drop the video, I drop the workbook, and then we talk about it throughout the week. And I think for success that they're connecting with one another, because that's a big thing I think people are missing and a pain point that they need to be addressing, that they are, I think, okay with the accountability piece, because lots of people don't finish these programs because they feel shame because they can't do the work. And so for me, it's that they, and I heard this from the last pilot group, like it's a gentle, hey, I'm calling it gentle accountability, but that they come back around and they're okay with that, because to me, that means that they're ready and that they're actually doing the work every week, and at least, and at least in the group 2 to 3 days.
What is the work? Is it like worksheets or
intention
forms?
Actions? Yeah, it's intention actions. Here's your information. Here's your, basically it's like homework. Here's your homework throughout the week to apply what you're learning.
And how do you know, right, if you were the teacher, right, or the instructor or facilitator, how do you know that work's been done? They tell you? Do they fill out a form?
They chat it. So what they do is they, I just put in, hey, here's your intention action. Let me know how it's going this week. And then they go in and talk about what it's been like and what they're struggling with, or I didn't get it done or whatever. And so it's all in the chat.
Yeah. Okay. And what else? How else are you measuring engagement? They're engaging in the messenger thread. They're connecting with each other. They're taking actions. They're reporting back. What else? How do you know they're engaged? What indicators are there?
That's all I got.
Okay. If they do all those things, right? Because my mind goes to, well, I can't just tell you you're going to have a bunch of homework over the next 4 weeks. That's not going to sound fun, right? If they do all those things, how will they feel?
They will feel calm.
Okay.
They will feel confident, and they will feel less disconnected.
Less disconnected. Turn that into a positive. What's that?
Connected.
To like intrapersonally or interpersonally? Connected to okay. To self and others. Okay. All right. So calm, confident, and connected to self and others. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, I mean, is it how important do you think it is to communicate that to them up front, right? Like, if you do these things, right? Here's what you can expect in 4 weeks.
Right. Yes, very important. So the live workshops I'm having 2. They're going to be the same, but they're two different times. And so basically that's this process of getting people engaged and getting people into the network. So those are things I'll be talking about is if you do this, your life will be much more calm. You'll be able to make decisions. You'll be connected and you'll be more confident.
Yeah.
But as we're talking, I do see that I then need to take those same points and then just weave them into the program, like every week. And that's part of what I need to do is structure my own coaching through that group thread is how are you feeling confident? Are you seeing any increase in confidence? Are you feeling more connected? Just try to stay on those points so that they can see the success throughout the weeks.
Got it. And when I hear you say, I need to structure, right? I feel like there's the contraction around like, oh, this is something I got to do or not good at doing or right. Like, so talk to me a little bit about that. I need to structure. What does that structure look like?
I think that structure looks like just basically, the thing coming to my head is a policy and procedures manual. I don't mean to do a policy procedure manual. I mean a week one. It's a structure of that doesn't pin me in. And it's not this stock, you say this week, you say this week, all those things, but it's here are your points that you need to cover every week.
It's almost like a program or content calendar.
Yeah.
It would just be prompts. What is the most simple version of that can exist?
I think it's just a Word doc with tables. I typically visually see better in tables. So it'd be, week one, here are the things you need to make sure that you cover. Right. Because it's that balance between, doing my creativity process with them and the things I love, but making sure that I stay on point as well.
And now week one, here's what we cover. Week two, here's what we cover. All of that data, is that already in your head floating around, or is it something you have to sit down and think about?
No, it's in my head.
It's there already. So how long will it take you to sit down, create a Google Doc with a table in it and, hit save?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay. Okay.
There's Joran.
Good. When are you going to schedule that 15 minutes on your calendar?
Actually, I had a client cancel at 11 o'clock, so I'll just do it then.
Sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's easy. I can do that then.
Good.
And that'll help me keep that time focused because those are the times I usually go off.
Yep.
The other important thing about all of this is that this is a program that we're going to reproduce. And I mean, I have a trauma coach, a friend of mine is a trauma coach is going to start working with me. And so she's going to reproduce it into the same kind of format for people.
Oh, cool.
So I think the other reason why the structure is important is so that someone can pick it up and run with it.
Somebody other than you can lead it. Yeah. So that it's scalable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that's helpful. It's very helpful.
Yeah. Having the calendars and the notes and the prompts and the SOPs. And if they say this, here's what, how you respond, or the scripts written up, or, for the coaching, for the actual coaching that you do or whatever. Right. All of that it would be helpful for somebody to just kind of pick it up and, okay, here's the manual on how to deploy this. Right.
Right. Yep.
How much of that needs to be in place? Let's say, when does she want to launch that?
So she's going to launch that in May. So I just have that done within the next 3 weeks, honestly.
Okay. And how much of that needs to be done over the next 3 weeks? All of it. Okay.
Because I think it's important because, because I get it. This is going to be a business model that is unique to celebrations that I think is going to be very, very appealing to people. And so my plan is to expand it pretty quickly like with with like I have a master degree social worker I know, and so I want her to pick up one for grief and loss. That's a big issue right now. So I want to scale it really quickly. So for me to get that SOP and all of the calendars done and everything is really, really important.
Okay. So that those assets, right? I'll call them the materials, the program materials that you would need to give your people who are going to deploy it. How much time is it going to take to pull that together?
That will take me a couple of hours just because I don't have, I mean, it's all in my head. I don't think it's, I have to create anything, you know, that's not in my head, but just because I want to do it right. And I want to do it again. So somebody can just pick it up and run with some guidance instead of me hand holding all the time.
And is it a couple hours it's going to happen like on a Saturday when you have a couple of hours, or is it a couple hours it's going to happen 15, 20 minutes at a time?
It's going to be I need to sit down for 2 hours and get it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when is that going to happen?
That is going to happen.
And let me back up. Let me back up.
Okay.
What time of day do you need that to happen? Morning. Okay, good. And so what morning are you going to
Actually, I'm going to do that Saturday. My son is going to be busy on another part of town for 2 hours, and coming back home I was like, I'll just go to a coffee shop and get some work done, and then I can get that done.
There you go.
Yet. Oh, I feel so much better already.
Perfect. All right. Well, let's see. Yeah, we're just about the end. I want to leave just a few minutes for us to chat. So let me wrap up with the thing I always ask at the end of every call, which is the next time we talk, what do you want to be able to brag to me that you did?
I want to be able to brag to you that I have the program structure in place for this upcoming group, so that I can just make it happen, but it be what's the word I'm looking for, but it's a little bit more structured than it would be out of my brain. I'll put it that way. I'm going to have my manual done on Saturday, so that I can expand this programs very, very quickly and really serve a lot more people than what I'm able to serve on my own. And part of the structure document and the SOP too, I think, is continuing this conversation that no matter what subject matter we do, like it's all mental health related. And so I want this flow to keep going through everything we do, that people, when they get done, they're going to feel calmer, more connected, and more confident.
Yes. Love it.
Dude, that was a great call.
This call was helpful?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Always, Joran. Always.
Okay, good. All right, I'm going to stop the recording.